All right, fellow battle boxers, we're making our way well into the hundreds. Mission 102 right here just came in the mail for August 2023. Let's pop this thing open and see what came this month. What's up, you guys? Eric here with At Home in the Future, and I'm back with another Battlebox unboxing. One of the most popular unboxings on the channel. You're probably already familiar with this one, but if you're not, Battlebox is really cool. Lots of survival and outdoor gear. Comes in 4 different flavors. You got a basic box, which is around 35 or so every month, moving all the way up to Pro Plus at well into the high hundreds. And that typically comes with a lot more gear and everything. You can get all sorts of mixes of gear in between. If you want to get a discount on the subscription and save yourself some money, be sure to follow the link on the screen or down the description. But yeah, so we are moving right along. We had Mission 100 a few months ago, and we're kind of in a new era of battle boxes here, I feel like. So let's see what we got in this thing. I can never find out where the tape is on these. Let's see. You know what I'm going to use? I'm going to switch up knives here because I got another one by me. We'll get this thing wide open here. It was a little heavier than normal this month, which is always kind of exciting. You never know what's going to weigh so much. Here we go. All right, something big from Rhino, obviously. And here is our mission brief for the month. Let me get this lid out of the way. All right, Mission 102, like I said, here is our full rundown. A sneak peek of all the gear. So we've got our basic box here on the left. We've got Advanced, which costs a little bit more. Pro below that, which costs even more. And then the Pro Plus, which is the most expensive box, but comes with the most gear. It almost always has like a knife of the month or blade or something like that. Interesting. Okay, I'm seeing some stuff I got some thoughts on already. Look, we got 2 blades this month. That's cool too. All right, lots of useful stuff. So let's go through it. We'll start, as always, with basic. And you know what? We got a lot of gear here, so I'm gonna fast forward and get all this stuff unboxed, and we'll start going through it. All right, there we go. And if you're wondering what was so heavy, it is this stuff from Rhino. Can't wait to take a look at that. But let's start things off with these slot lot tent stakes. Let's see, we got a 4-pack of these. Now this is just for camping. There's obviously a lot of things you can do with stakes like this. But I've actually seen these out in the wild, and they're very interesting. So, tent stakes, guy lines, and all that stuff. You can get really cheap ones that come with your tent. You can get some really nice ones too that you pay separate for. But these have an interesting little trick. So one thing, they're very bright. So even outside, you're going to actually see them in the ground. Made of, I think these are, if I know right, these may be glass-filled nylon or something like that. Okay, this is a glass-filled thermoplastic polymer. That's an interesting term to learn. But long story short, they're not going to crack. You're not going to hit them a few times. They're going to break in the ground or get brittle. But these are pretty interesting because you get these in the ground, you put your guy line through it, and then you just kind of have to like cinch it up through this little slot, and that's about it. So guy lines aren't all that tricky in and of themselves once you know how to use them or once you're kind of used to threading them. But I find even like me being outside all the time, like I frequently forget like, wait, how do I rig this up or how do I do this and tighten this thing? So having a system like this where it's just kind of like slot it through real quick and tug and then you're good to go. Definitely a quality of life improvement. Cool. This is the kind of stuff I like to see in Battlebox. Something you can use in your camping trips, something you probably wouldn't splurge for on your own. I don't know if you go out and spend, I don't know, whatever these are, 20 bucks or so for really nice tent stakes. Man, I'm pumped to have these now, and they are going in my kit. And every time I go camping now, I've got upgraded stakes. So pretty cool. So that's from Slot Lock Outdoor Anchoring Stakes. I like that. So something else I see right away here, next item on the list from Kuju Coffee is a base camp pour over. This stuff is not bad. So I've actually bought this in little individual packs for a few overnighters, just for the sake of, I don't have like the full cowboy French press kit that some people have. So having something like this that is a pour over coffee filter is pretty great out in the wild. It makes everything always taste better outside. You ever notice like your campground breakfast tastes better than it would at home? It didn't taste all that good at home just to have, plain eggs or some hash browns or something, but man, around a campfire, there's nothing like it. So being able to have a pour over cup of coffee, something a little bougie out at the campground is great. So this is kind of a kit that's all in one. I'm going to raise it up here so you can see the instructions a little bit. I don't want to open it because I actually want to use this on my next camping trips. I don't want to sacrifice one here, but you open the packet, you kind of attach this to your mug here, and then it opens up the filter and grounds all in one into a little pour over spot where you can throw in your hot water there. It says 200 degrees, a little bit below boiling in other words, and just let it steep and get the job done. So pretty good stuff. The stuff tastes great. Definitely way better than like the Folgers Crystals or whatever your campground thing is you normally go to. Maybe like the Starbucks Via packets or something. This stuff's super good, especially if you're into bougie coffee. So I like to see that. Looks like they gave us 6 of these, which is great. Because I think when I grabbed these at outdoor stores, they're like $2 or $3 each. So that's super handy. All right, that's a nice item too. Again, the basic box. Good job so far. Next up, we got from Panther Vision, a Gumby lamp, LED headlamp. Interesting. So it says this is rechargeable. It's kind of an interesting system there. It looks like it's all that kind of stretchy, like a silicone, 80 lumens, 4 hours, 15 meters, IPX4. So it looks like their claim is anti-slip and bounce. So you're not going to have, some headlamps can be kind of big or unwieldy where they flop around your head while you're walking around, especially if you're hiking your backpack and you don't want that going on. I do like this. USB rechargeable, 3 different lighting modes. Interesting. All right, we're going to take this thing out, aren't we? Let's take a look. All right, so I finally managed to wrangle this thing out of the packaging. You won't see that struggle because of editing, but man, that thing was hard to get out. So a simple on and off switch here. It looks like we got just kind of cycles through some dim modes. Pretty cool though. I kind of like that it isn't in a fixed position, so you don't have to fiddle with stuff. I find headlamps kind of that are adjustable. I typically just want them kind of facing down at this angle anyway, but they're always a little fiddly and kind of move around as I'm walking around, so that's interesting. The strap feels great. It's not like a sticky kind of rubber or anything, but it does have a grip to it, so I could see that being really light to wear. You can see the little grip lines here on the back. I think, yeah, it feels like the unit itself just slips out right there, and it's like a micro USB charger, which is nice. I do wish that was USB-C just for the sake of being compatible with literally everything now. But yeah, when you're done charging, it looks like you just kind of slide it back in there. Interesting little headlamp. Okay, cool. That's useful. I like that. I like that it's just different than any other headlamp I have. So cool add there in the basic box. Really neat. All right, so let's keep moving along and we'll wrap things up in basic with one of these Niglo keychains. So if you've had glow-in-the-dark stuff before, Niglo is like the ultimate, like if you're going to charge it with light, this is about as bright as this stuff goes. So I actually have one of these on another backpack right now. It's really nice, especially if you're in an environment where you're getting lots of sunlight during the day or something, and then that's around somewhere at night where you can see it really good. Definitely very helpful. Now, if you work in the dark all day and then turn the lights off, may not be all that useful to you. Comes with other little connectors and stuff there, it looks like. Yeah, just handy. If you're gonna put something under your keychain, something like this is pretty nice, especially if you're walking through a ballpark at night and drop your keys, you can actually see it. So good value add. And by the way, this stuff is actually like powder inside. It's not like a fixed canister, which makes it nice because that motion actually rotates it around and lets it get exposed to a more even amount of sun. So really handy little item there from Gearaid. So there you go. That's a good basic box. We got some cool stakes. We got a great little headlamp there. We've got this Niglo keychain, which is cool, and some coffee. So that is a win. So let's move on up to the knife that's featured in the advanced box this month, actually. Sometimes that's normally just a Pro Plus thing, knife of the month, but this one's interesting. I feel like you guys are gonna have some opinions about the knives this month for both of them, but we'll start with this one, which is actually a Battlebox branded knife called the Onyx, which I feel like is that one of the first. I've definitely had Battlebox branded items before, but I feel like this is the first blade we've received from them. It looks like definitely a big fixed blade here. So we've got our product card, a little bit about it. Onyx knives are sharp, good to know. All right, so this looks like a Mora. Very similar sheath, big and bold Battlebox branding there, which normally I've complained in the past about getting Battlebox branded stuff on items that I wouldn't, like a wallet or something where you don't want to do like advertising and everything. But I don't mind the logo there on the sheath. The blade definitely has maybe a little bit more badging than I'd like. But this is kind of I guess a souped up Mora. Feels grippy, feels nice. Interesting blade shape, definitely more of a belly at the front. Cool wash and finish on the blade. Maybe a little bit, not quite paracord, a little bit of cordage there is an interesting little lanyard thing, but you can take it off and throw in your own lanyard there if you want. Feels nice, way more light than I would expect it to be. But this is great for goofing off around a campfire. Feels just about right, super grippy. You don't have to worry about doing bushcraft stuff and beating it to death or anything. Looks like it can probably take a little bit of abuse. Thick enough that it can do some stuff, but still a little thin. Interesting. I don't know, it's fairly sharp. I was gonna say mine's not all that sharp out of the box, but it doesn't feel too bad. Nice retention in the sheath, got a little bit of a belt clip there. It's got a drain hole in the bottom. Interesting, okay. I'm not sure Moras have such a good reputation. I'm not sure why they wouldn't just send us a Mora. I wonder if this is a little bit nicer materials. It honestly feels a lot like my Mora that I have in the garage. So 8CR14 MOV steel, 4.5-inch blades, dark stone wash finish. Interesting. So what do you guys think if instead of getting like a branded knife, about getting their own house brand? Is that cool? Is that not cool? I don't mind this one. I actually like the feel of it and everything. It feels nice. It does remind me of a Mora though, but maybe it's a little nicer in its fit and finish. I'll have to compare after this video, but there you go. That's the advanced box this month. You got a Battlebox branded straight blade, good for around the fire. Let's move on to the Pro box. So we got from Rhino a Kinetic tow rope. So Rhino makes really solid gear, really highly regarded amongst my off-roading friends. But Kinetic ropes are kind of a different take on tow ropes. So we got a whole bunch of stuff here. You got some coupon codes. You can see all the Rhino gear. They make really nice tow straps and everything too. Look at all these stickers. That's kind of cool, getting a big pack of stickers with it. All right, so I've got a tow rope in my truck already, but I've heard that these can be a little bit nicer and take up a little bit less space. Although looking at it with the bag and everything, I feel like it takes up maybe just the same amount of space as my big tow strap would. Less than an inch thick it looks like. But these, the way I understand it, can work a little bit like bungee cords. So as you're getting somebody out of a ditch or something, it gives a little bit more of a pow right when they first get moving to give them some acceleration to get going. You can see the big hook mechanism here. Feels really sturdy. Let's see what it supports here. 3-ton working load limit and minimum brake strength of about 20,000 pounds. All right, if I'm thinking right, I almost think my tow rope maybe has like a 40,000 pound brake strength, but this super solid. All right, I can see this being really useful. This is the type of recovery item you want to have in your car, in your truck. So that's kind of an interesting pro pick. It's an interesting one to have in the box lately. We've had, I feel like, a few backpacks. We've had some other stuff, some more like outdoorsy hiking stuff. So this is definitely a very pragmatic safety tool to have. And I like that it's got a big sturdy bag and everything too. So that's nice. All right, cool. So that is our pro item this month. Let's move on to what I feel like, if I know my audience, I feel like this may be the most controversial item in the box, and that is the Pro Plus knife this month, which is from ATAC. So not all that familiar with ATAC. Got another one of their knives as a Pro Plus item. Gosh, I feel like it was maybe 15 battle boxes ago. And looked it up and just couldn't find a whole lot about them. Maybe there's more out there right now. But just glancing at this, let's take a look at the picture here real quick. Because it didn't seem like a typical higher end knife. This kind of has a look that, I don't know, it doesn't jump out to me as necessarily cool right off the back with the giant logo and everything. 4.8 ounces, a little bit heavy. 3.25 inch blade length, that's nice. Sandvik 12 C27 steel, they left off the L for steel, that's funny. I do like that it has a seatbelt cutter, and it looks like, almost looks like maybe have a glass break or something. Let's take a look and see what we got. I wonder if that's real carbon fiber or like that carbon fiber look. Okay, so here we go. I do think that may be actual carbon fiber, so that's a win. Big old branding on there. Let's see. Oh, the action actually was not bad. I feel like it's much better. My last ATAC one, that was my main gripe with it, was it felt pretty gummy. But this feels nice. Liner lock. I also don't love partially serrated blades. I'd really just have the full grind the whole way down. Like I said, Sandvik 12 C27. No jumping on the back here like at all, and pretty wide grip here. Big scales. Okay, let's see. We had another feature on it, didn't we? We got, like I said, the nail nick. Yeah, we got a little nail nick. The thing does not want to move. There we go. We've got a seatbelt cutter. That is cool. And yeah, there's I think on the back of the blade there, it looks like it has maybe, I don't know, would that qualify as a carbide tip, or is that just part of the blade? It goes away for sure when you flip the blade out. But we do have a little glass breaker. Some people will call them a skull crusher. You probably shouldn't call them that though. Okay, well this feels a little nicer in hand than I expected. Definitely a little greasy, which may be why it's so smooth. Canada badging, I guess, is a Canadian company now. Or maybe it's always been. Looks like a deep carry clip, which is nice, but it does seem a little teeny, and it's fixed in place. But I don't know, comfort-wise, I'll say I do like this more than the other ATAC blade we received previously. And you know what, the action's smooth. I do like the flipper. I probably like it more if it didn't have that partial serration. I do like that it's got the seatbelt cutter and the carbide tip, the glass breaker, I mean. That's pretty cool. So, okay. So just personally, I'd rather probably get, like I think we had a Kershaw last month, is that right? I'd rather see another knife like that than something like this. I do like experiencing other brands and everything. I don't know, I just kind of like going with something that I know and get a different quality knife from some brands I know. What do you guys think? Do you like trying out some of these newer brands? Or would you try to get something tried and true? I don't know. But that's the Pro Plus knife for this month. And really, this is the whole Battlebox this month. So we got some cool stuff. We got some stuff, okay, iffy on the knife this month, but I really do dig everything else. So we've got, working backwards there, we've got the ATAC, we've got this Kinetic strap, which is really nice. We've got a Battlebox branded straight edge there, kind of like a Mora, their version on a Mora. So jury's out on that one. And pretty solid basic box here with a really cool headlamp. We've got the Night Glow keychain. We've got these slot lock camping stakes and all important, really nice pour over coffee. So there you go. If you want to get a discount on the subscription, be sure to follow the link on the screen or down in the description and save yourself some money. Let me know in the comments, what do you guys think? Mission 102, are we on the right track? Pretty cool box, pretty cool stuff. Can't wait to see what happens next month. And that's it for this month's unboxing. As always, if you dug this video, be sure to hit the like button because it helps the channel out a ton, and subscribe if you want to see more cool Battlebox stuff down the line. We'll see you next time.